In DaVinci Resolve 19, there is an endless hole of amazing effects that you can create.
Stop blowing holes in my ship!
But what exactly are the best effects? Well, in this video, I'm going to be narrowing it down to my favorite effects that I use on a daily basis to make my edits stand out from the rest. My name's Dan, and you're watching DanVinci. Alright then, let's jump into the first effect.
Okay, where do we start?
So number one is the ripple hit effect using the magic mask. Okay, so here on my timeline, I have a shot of a boat and I have a shot of a building. So what I want to do first is make a copy of the building, and then on making sure your playhead is on the first frame, click R on your keyboard and click freeze frame. Now bring this over, like so. Then go into the color tab on this clip, create a new corrector node. In the tree, click add alpha output, connect this like so. Then on the magic mask tab over here, click better. Make sure you're on the plus stroke tool. Draw a nice stroke, doesn't need to be anything specific. Then just modify the magic mask effect to your liking with these controls.
What do they do?
If you don't know what they do, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. Just play around with them until you get the desired effect. Great, I've got the effect that I want. Brilliant. Let's go back into the edit tab. Then I'm going to create a new comp of this freeze frame like that. Then I'm going to click R on my keyboard and create another freeze frame. This is a quicker way as opposed to rendering a frame. Great, now that we've done this, let's jump into Fusion. Let's go to the first frame. Let's create a transform node here. This will pop into your timeline. Then let's click size, center, and angle. Create keyframes on the first frame like this. Then go to the last frame, create keyframes again, and then jump back to the first frame, and let's just zoom our subject out the shot like that. Maybe give it a bit of angle, make it a bit bigger. Now if we go into the spline in the top right corner and open our keyframes like so, let's just click this button here so that we can see the keyframes a bit better. Then let's highlight all our keyframes. Let's click the ease button. Then let's click T on our keyboard and let's drag this out like this. I think this will look good. Let's see. Hopefully it'll look good. Who knows?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
There we go. Now for an added little bit of spice, you can go into the transform node and click settings in the inspector and click motion blur. Once you've got this, it'll just add a bit of motion to it. Fantastic. Now let's add the ripple effect. Now already that looks pretty cool and it's very simple. And if you like this, leave it as it is. It does look pretty sick. Now let's jump into the video on the right hand side. Let's jump into Fusion. And from here, what you want to do is do control space on your keyboard to bring up your select tool search bar and then search ripple delete. Ripple delete. What? I'm not a Cyberman. And then search ripples, not ripple delete. Click add and this will add it to your node tree. Then I tend to turn shine off because I don't really like the look of it. And then you want to click animate, make sure your speed is whatever speed you want. The speed is literally just how fast it ripples really. And then you just want the one ripple. Obviously make sure the target is on your subject. And in my case, it's in the center, but if it's off to the side, then obviously move it. I like to move it, move it.
I like to move it, move it.
In my case, I've actually got like a Fusion comp with the ripple effect keyframed already to how I like it. So this is what I like. So if I just drag this in, this is the kind of effect. And what I'm doing here, if you go to the first frame of your clip, make sure your settings are roughly these numbers here, and then go, I think, how many frames have I gone? Then go about 50 frames to the right, and then set your settings to this right here. Then making sure your ripples node is selected, go into the top right corner and click on spline. Then this little panel will open. Make sure you've got the ripples node selected in the spline, and then select your keyframes, and then click T on your keyboard, and just make sure you set the ease and the ease out to roughly what you see here, a nice curve just like this. Then if you click play in the edit page, well hey, look at that, a really nice transition that we've only done in like 5 minutes. Fantastic.
It's time to move on.
Now number two is very similar to the ripple effect hit, but it has a twist. It uses fast noise and displacement. Now I use these two nodes so much because they create a fantastic look, and you can use it for like a sabery effect, you can use it just for distortion in general. It's just fantastic. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is create another copy by holding Alt on your keyboard and dragging it up like so. And let's jump into the color tab on this top clip and create another corrector node up here, clicking Alt S and click add alpha output, drag this over and connect it like so. Right, so let's go into the magic mask tab again, this fella here, click better, and let's just highlight this like so. Let's view and make sure it's all right. And let's just delete that. Lovely. We got a nice little car in a lovely gray world, and let's track that in. Brilliant. Fantastic. So that's now tracked in. So let's go back into the edit page. Let's right click on this clip, click render in place. Let's click GoPro, click render, and save it where appropriate. If you disable the bottom clip now, the car should just be by itself. Brilliant.
Brilliant, Watson.
Let's make another copy of this, render, right here. Let's highlight all three of these, right click, click new Fusion clip, and let's jump into Fusion. Fantastic. So this is what your tree should look like if you're in DaVinci Resolve 19. Let's just identify what's what. So this is our clean plate. So let's just call this, rename clean plate. And before any smart asses say to me, oh, you can click F2 to rename. I can't. I don't have F2. Stupid keyboard. I got it for free, so I'm not going to complain. Stupid keyboard. So the first thing you want to do is control space and search displace. Not like that, because that's not how you spell it. Displace. Click that. There you go. Brilliant. Let's add that into our first car shot, and let's add fast noise as well. Lovely. That's not gone well. Hang on. Delete the merge and just connect it like so. Brilliant. Making sure your displacement is selected, click 1 and make sure it shows in your preview. Then what we want to do is mess around with it in the inspector tab. So this is where your personal preference comes in, but I will show you my keyframe settings just so that if you want to copy them, you can. Don't worry, I won't copyright claim you. I'm not one of them YouTubers.
And I'm gonna sue you for every cent that you have ever made.
So let's refraction strength. Lovely. Look at that. Great sound effects, Dan. Well done. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go at the first keyframe just here. Then I'm going to create a keyframe on the refraction strength in the displacement node in the inspector. And then I'm going to go to, let's say, I don't know, frame 40. And then I'm going to go and put this back to, let's put this back down like that. Brilliant. So now we should have a cool effect. Now, a recommendation would be to just go into the spline again, open up the displacement keyframes, make sure we can see it, highlight these and click the ease in, click T, and let's just move these around like that. Look at that. That's pretty cool. If you want to make this a bit more crazy, you certainly can. So with the displacement, you could create another transform node, and then you can go to size, angle, and center, create keyframes on the first keyframe of your video. Go to frame 40 or wherever you've, created your keyframes, your second set of keyframes for these nodes here. Make some more keyframes, and let's go back to frame 0, make it much bigger, maybe add a bit of angle, create a bit of motion blur, then go back into the spline, highlight it all, click the ease in and ease out, and voila. Now what you could do is just remove the extra car layer and have the effect like this. It's pretty cool, and it's something that not a lot of people know how to do.
So what's next?
On to the third effect, growing buildings. This is actually one of the first ever proper effects that really stood me out from the crowd when I was really starting to jump into editing years and years ago. And I actually did this in After Effects, but I can show you how to do it in DaVinci Resolve. So what we're going to do is we're going to create another copy, like so. Then we're going to go into the color tab, and we're going to isolate this building here. So we're going to create another corrector node, add alpha output, very repetitive, same old, same old. Click better, make sure you got the plus icon to select your building, like so. Lovely. I think I've just messed that up just in the corner there. I might just do that again. Lovely. Yeah, that's nice. And then just adjust it to your liking. Perfect. Now, don't worry if the magic mask hasn't got it absolutely perfect. As long as it's generally good, you're good. Now let's track that in. Right, so that's tracked in. So let's go back into the edit page and let's render that shot. Render in place, make sure it's on GoPro, click render and save it where relevant again. Okay, so the next step is select the raw clip that you have and hold Alt, drag it up and create another copy, because we're going to do something very similar but different, like these glasses. I'm cool man. I'm going to show you how to make really cool effects. Yeah. So go into the color page and let's create another corrector node, and let's click the add alpha output. Let's connect this up. Very similar stuff again. Go into the magic mask, click better, making sure you have the minus selected this time, and click minus, and let's just scribble out the building and the sky. Brilliant. What now, Dan? So you want to make sure you got the plus, and let's just make sure this foreground is selected. Perfect. Now let's track that. I'm going to take these off because I can't see. Don't ask me how this happened. I'm just a cool dude. Brilliant. Fantastic. So let's go back into the edit page and let's make sure right click, click render in place, and let's render this on GoPro, click render, and then voila. Let's highlight all three, right click, click new Fusion clip, jump into Fusion on this clip, and then let's again work out what's what. Let's first animate the building. So what we're going to do is go to the first keyframe and we're going to select our building, create a transform node, make sure it's connected in. Let's click center keyframe and let's go to frame 40 and let's click it again, and then let's go back to the first frame and drag it down like so. Now you may notice there is another building behind the building, which is an issue, but don't worry, we'll get to that. Let's just sort out the actual movement of the building first. So let's go into the spline on the transform node, make sure the transform keyframes are selected, highlight these, once again, click ease in and ease out, click T, and let's have a nice ease in, like that. Nice, Brilliant, fantastic. Now let's sort out that building that's behind it. So what we can do here is actually bin off the clean plate, because I tend to keep the clean plate just in case something goes wrong, because you'll have it there. I more keep this just for safety more than anything. So you can just unattach this. Okay, so making sure you're on this merge node here, let's create a background node. So click this button here. So we got a background node here, then making sure we're on this merge node here, click Control T, this will flip the inputs, and then let's click one on your clean feed node, making sure you see the preview of the clean feed, and then clicking on the background, let's click the droplet tool just here, pick the on-screen color, and pick the exact same color as the sky. Okay, and now we've replaced the sky. It's very simple, but that's all we need. Now, if you have clouds or it's a bit gray, then you can obviously change it to whatever color you want, but I usually find the sky is almost white with a tint of blue and gray, so this kind of color is always perfect for it. Now, we've got the sky replacement. You'll see here, our building is coming to life. There you go, a nice, lovely building. Now, it's not absolutely perfect, so you can always go back and alter the magic mask and then re-render it. And a quick fun tip, what you can do is find some gravel sound effects and add some camera shake. You can find loads and loads of videos with these cool little gravel green screen effects. Just go into the Fusion page, search Ultra Key and key out the green, and then lay this on top. It just adds a little bit more spice if you want to make it just that bit more special. All right, number 4 is an effect that I use so much, and it's so simple, and that is the animation effect. All it is just literal images lined up along with a nice shutter sound effect, and it just looks so good. Simply find loads of images, put them in your media pool, then drag them into your timeline, and then I like to highlight them, Control D to bring up the change clip duration, and then I like to just make them around this speed, I think. Yeah, something like that. Then I just get rid of the gaps, and very quickly, this is very crude, but I've just created this. Now, obviously I need to delete some of the ones, but look, there you go. There's some cool circles lined up. If you just go in and just make sure your circles are all the right size, you get an effect like this. Okay, so the next effect is the shine effect. Here I have a shot of my car steering wheel with the little Ford logo. Let's create a copy of this again and jump into the color tab and isolate this logo. So Alt S on your keyboard, create a corrector, add alpha output, select it like so, and let's click better, and let's just not do that. Let's just highlight the logo like that, and let's just minus and remove this. Lovely, I'm pretty happy with that. Now let's track that in. Perfect. Let's jump back into the edit page and render that in place, making sure we're on the codec of GoPro. Click render, save it to somewhere you are happy. And now we have a logo floating. Jump back into the color page and let's just make this really bright. Lovely. Now we've got a nice bright logo. Let's jump back into Fusion. Going on the first keyframe, let's create a rectangle mask. Let's make it nice and thin. Let's just angle it like so, soften the edge, and then let's just move the center over here, click the keyframe, then over to the other side, drag it along like that. And now if we play that through, we've got a nice shine. Combine this with like a sword effect, which I've found to be the best match for the imagery. It looks sick. But otherwise, those are the really simple and really effective effects that you can utilize in DaVinci Resolve 19. I have so many more effects, and this video would go on forever if I just said all of them. So if you have any recommendations or effects that you know, let me know in the comments below. Also, how do you like my hair? It's a little bit different. But anyway, my name's Dan, and you've watched DanVinci. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Subscribe for more content.